Hey there everyone, 8is80 here with another game featuring the Blue Zerg Destiny down here in the bottom left on Xel'Naga Caverns. His opponent for this game will be the Red Terran Maker. Let's start with Maker's information. He's ranked 60th in the North American Grandmaster League with a record of 482 wins along with 200 losses, which is right around a 70% win rate for our Red Terran, which is actually very impressive. So we'll see how Destiny is able to do today. I just did a game between him and Deezer, but just to go over the quick facts about Destiny, he's ranked 13th in North American Grandmaster League with a 55% win rate in that league. He recently got dropped from Complexity Gaming. I'll just give the short version of that story because people have been asking me about Root Destiny. You know, is he still in Root? Is he still in anything? So I'll just go over what I know. Please don't quote me on any of this because I obviously am not an official source of information about this. But I will just try to give you guys as accurate information as possible. All right, here we go. So Root Gaming was acquired by Complexity Gaming on June 12th. Complexity, by the way, is, if you've ever seen Cole anything, it's C-O-L, that's Complexity. Those are the players who you'd associate with Complexity. 10 days after June 12th, which is of course the 22nd, Destiny was released from Complexity because of refusal to obey obligations in his contract. I believe the stipulation that he had a problem with was some clause about being more professional on his stream, because of course Destiny supports himself from his stream on Justin TV, and much of his entertainment value, or you know, his draw to the fans, is Destiny being Destiny, for lack of a better term. And Complexity, I believe, from what I understand, wanted him to stop being him, which of course would dent his own personal income. So he could not, bring it upon himself to obey the clause in the contract that told him to make less money, pretty much. And the reason he signed the contract in the first place, you know, you might ask, why would you sign a contract if you weren't going to obey it? What he said on a post on the TL forums was that he felt pressure to sign the contract because he felt like if he didn't, then he would jeopardize his teammates, you know, people like Minigun, Ruby, and Cats. And if he didn't sign the contract, maybe that acquisition deal would fall through and he would feel guilty about, you know, holding his teammates back just because he himself didn't want to do it. As we see, Destiny is taking a pretty quick expansion right around the 3-minute mark. All right. Back into the story of Root Gaming. It was acquired by Complexity, and then Destiny was dropped. And then, so that left Cats, Drewby, Minigun, and Didoro as the players who were actually assimilated into Complexity, because two other players, Kiwihyaki and Slush, decided to forego that, branched off to form Team Rain, a brand new team in Starcraft 2 that is just now getting started. More on Destiny, however, he left the team, and now he is, of course, teamless, and he is just now plain old Destiny, still just Stephen Bennell II, but his fans all still love him, myself included, because he decided to stay true to what made him popular, which is that stream, and being true to his own personality, which is at times, you know, abrasive and profane, but always, always very entertaining. Alright, enough of story time. Let's get back into this game. This is going to be a much longer game than the previous one against Deezer, so stay a while and listen, get some popcorn, make yourself comfortable. We are going to have a grand old time watching Destiny and Maker fight it out here on Xel'Naga Caverns. Alright, getting us caught up on this game, the command center is just now getting built for our Red Terran, while Destiny's hatchery down here just now spawned, so he will shortly be on 2 bases as soon as he transfers some drones down to that location. It looks like our Terran player is going to be going that Destiny Cloudfist build, churning out some Hellions from a reactor tech lab. You saw the tail end of these buildings switching, so very good play right now from our Terran player. Looks like he will be going for some early Hellion harass. Will Destiny be ready? It looks like he already has his Roach Warren online and has a pair of Roaches about to spawn, so he will at least have something to defend his bases when these Hellions make it down there. And it looks like these 2 Hellions have just now popped. They will maybe wait for 2 more before they decide to move out. It looks like that is indeed what he's going to be doing. This barracks moving off of this tech lab. Maybe he wants to move this factory on there. Maybe he's going to build a starport there. Not quite sure yet, but we will of course keep an eye on that. The next pair of Hellions will now be popping as another pair of Roaches have also popped as well. Looks like he is going to be moving that Hellion onto a tech lab and then building another factory onto the reactor that the first factory left behind. Looks like these Hellions will be going down across the map. Press the wrong hotkey right there, my apologies. They have just now passed the first watchtower. What does Destiny have in the way of defense? Looks like just a couple of Roaches kind of just scattered around next to his natural expansion. These Hellions are swarming in fast and they will be able to get a couple of shots off. Nope. Excellent reaction time by Destiny, moving those drones very nicely before the Hellions are able to get some free shots off on them. One Hellion taking damage, and none of these Hellions actually firing a shot quite yet. Blue Flame is on the way, that Infernal Pre-Igniter, a lovely name for a lovely upgrade if you are a Terran, and if you are a Hellion driver. Looks like they will be engaging this one Roach, but that Roach did get a shot off and didn't take too much damage in the return fire. This command center is going to be landing here at our Terran player's expansion, while Destiny's is now almost fully saturated, so he has a very nice expansion lead right now. He is 2 bases against 1 base Terran. He does have a healthy 7 Harvester advantage, which translates into about a 300 minerals per minute advantage for our Zerg player Destiny. Siege tanks are now being constructed at that Tech Lab factory for our Terran player. Pre-Igniter is right around like 20 or 30 in-game seconds from being completed. What is going on in Destiny's base, you ask? It looks like he is going to be getting his extractors here on his expansion. Double Evo chamber going on inside his main base as well. These Hellions circling around the back door. Will they be able to take Destiny by surprise? No, they will not, as Overlords are right here and are able to spot the Hellions, and they are just completely failing at being sneaky right now. And once again, the drones leave in the nick of time. These Hellions trying to engage this Queen. It looks like they won't be able to do much damage against that. A whole swarm of Roaches now. That is 8 Roaches. So these Hellions won't be able to do very much if they decide to engage that expansion headlong. Meanwhile, the Terran player is starting to populate his natural expansion using those mules to the best of their effect. Always lovely to see Terrans using their macroeconomics. These Hellions have just been taking damage the entire game without doing much damage in return. But good news for the Terran, they haven't been destroyed. None of them are still, critical quite yet. There is that one that's orange health, so he will have to watch out for that. Is Destiny going to be trying to sneak up? Nope, only a couple of Roaches moving on towards this side of the map. Looks like 1 for each watchtower. This Roach might be in some trouble if it gets engaged by these Hellions. That Roach just got roasted quite a little bit, but Roaches are much closer to buildings in the idea that Hellions really suck at attacking buildings and aren't very good against Roaches either. Our Zerg player is going to be getting ground armor level 1 along with melee attacks level 1, so he will be relying more on, it looks like, melee than those Roaches. He doesn't have too many Zerglings on the field quite yet, I don't believe. But keep in mind that Roaches do have a melee attack. People often forget that they do, but it's not very often that they use it because you have to have the Roaches right next to your opponents. So it's not really, a huge deal. These Hellions are going to be surrounding this Roach and roasting it away. That is a whole slew of 10 Hellions. Now Maker is going to be moving in, but there is a full swarm of Roaches as well to deflect the attack from these Hellions. Looks like these Hellions still just trying to find the right angle to attack from, still unable to do so. And armory going up for our Terran player, so we will see some factory, some tech play from him. We'll see a lot of vehicles. Always interesting to see a Terran go something other than M&M, and that is indeed what we will see today. As Destiny right now is still just getting 4 more Roaches. Looks like he is going to be getting some upgrades for his Roaches as well. Roach speed and some Overlord drop sacks. It looks like, or maybe is that Overlord speed? Yeah. So we'll see these Hellions still kind of just running around the map, trying to find something to attack, but they've really been able to do nothing quite yet so far. Destiny is losing the resources lost battle, but that's not too big of a gap right now at this point in the game. Looks like these Roaches are going to be trying to hold this watchtower, and this might be trouble for these Hellions. Nope. They will realize that they shouldn't engage that, and they'll try to move all the way around. These Hellions are just logging in a lot of miles. These Hellions won't have very much used resale value because they are just getting way up there in the mileage counter, but they will be going back into the creep. Will they be able to do some damage? Zerglings running in, and a lot of Zerglings getting roasted away, as this many Hellions can just one-shot a whole slew of Zerglings if they are misplaced. And those Zerglings all got completely annihilated for our Zerg player Destiny. Hellions trying to run around and run past into the main base. A couple of them do get taken out on the way, but now these drones are in serious trouble in Destiny's mineral line, and they aren't going to be evacuated. And oh my goodness, it looks like almost every single one of those drones was completely obliterated. But I suppose it isn't all bad, as all of the Hellions did get lost as well. A pretty even trade in terms of resources lost, but a pretty uneven trade in terms of workers lost. That is now 13 workers killed for our Terran player, so very nicely done. Able to sacrifice those Hellions for at least finally doing some damage against that whole mineral line of Destiny. Looks like he already has 6 more Hellions on the field. He's been getting Thors as well back at his main base. Destiny might be moving out with these Roaches. That is quite a few Roaches, but he sees the Hellions are swarming inside his expansion, and now he's going to have to do some defending once again, as these Hellions are just roasting away some Zerglings, having some fun with it. A whole line of Roaches are going to be coming back. but it looks like they will be a little too late. A couple of drones do lose their lives as now the Hellions realize it's time to leave. They do find an expansion on their way out. The third hatchery for Destiny is about halfway done. Hellions realizing that their blue flames even are really, really bad against building, and now they get surrounded as Destiny. You can't leave! You can't leave! And he destroys all of those Hellions with a wall of roaches. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go watch more of Destiny's stream because it is so, so hilarious. And you know what? Just go watch his stream after this game, or, you know, whenever you have the time, because I promise you will be entertained. Meanwhile, Maker's base has, it looks like 7 or 8, it looks like that's actually 8 siege tanks, along with 2 Thor, so he has quite some mech play happening right now. And now it's Roaches versus Hellions. Here in the middle, those Hellions need to leave as 2 of them do get acidic roasted away by a whole line of roaches. That third command center is built for Maker, but it is just now going to be lifting off. Looks like he is going to be trying to... Where is he going with that? As the rocks are still alive here in the gold expansion, so he'll have to destroy those first if he wants to take that gold expansion.